Now I want to explain the notion of index, or the notion of an orbit in infinite lattice. So if I have, discretized my lattice to be only 5 sides, but periodic, when I unfold it again from being a circle to infinite line, it means that whatever happens here gets repeated 5 steps later, repeated again. So this block gets repeated infinitely. So state space is infinite because this is lattice. But you can, in your heart, there are only 5 numbers you need to know because everybody else is a repetition. If I apply my translation operator R to this object, I stay at 0 and I just record what I see. This guy becomes me. Everybody else is turned around. If I look 5 steps forward, what used to be me, I'm sitting here, and from then I get repeated. So now if you plot some kind of coordinates where, these are 5 axes, these 2 points are very far from each other in state space, because they have totally different value in all directions. But in your heart, they're the same point. Do this twice, move it again. Then this guy will become me. This guy will become me. I'll do this 5 times, or I translate 4 times. If I translate one more time, then this will be me, and I'm where I started. So this, even though the lattice is infinite, and I can use not translation by 1, but by translation by 10,000, any element of translation group of infinitely many translations allowed. No matter what I do, I'll be just moving in an orbit which consists of 5 elements for cyclic group Cn, because that's the symmetry of my original problem on a ring. So the orbit is 5 distinct elements, and that's what they look like on a lattice. Now, if I allow for reflections, any reflections, then what happens is this thing gets flipped into that. This guy gets flipped into that. Now I give you color just to help you, but this is time reverse that. This is time reverse that. This is time reverse that. A group that allows you to translate and flip, there is twice as many elements in the orbit. And they are physically all the same, meaning that if I compute the kinetic energy or heat or anything of any one of those guys, that depends only on the shape and not on the orientation of the shape. So they have equivalent states, and the orbit is twice as long.